And what about the second call?
Also?
They also use data.
Yes.
Now, was it a WhatsApp call? Was it a Skype? Was it a Zoom? Was it, you know, all these social media things? What was actually used there?
The BlackBerry net, like you can read in that one paper?
It was a BlackBerry net.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. So, in other words, the person who initiated the call, that will be the number allegedly ending with 202, is the one that called the number ending 358, but the medium of communication there was through the BlackBerry net.
I can't tell what did he use. He could have used something else. I only got proof that 385 was using.
The 358 was using BlackBerry
That's right,
net.
yeah. That's all I can testify.
But it is also so that also in respect of the second call, data was used.
I presume, yes.
Oh, I don't want you to assume. I want you to state it as a fact.
I can't put it as a fact, my lord. I didn't have his 205. Neither his phone download.
So we're not sure whether he used data or he used straight, what do they call it now, airtime.
Yeah, if you put it like that, you can't. I can't testify on that because we don't apply for 205 that time.
Exactly my point. I'm saying to you, based on what you have just explained now, you can't tell whether he used data or he used airtime.
That's correct, my lord. I can
you.
only testify on what I got in front of me.
Thank you. For the sake of progress and brevity, I would like us to deal with the following last entry that is stated as being the 2nd of August 2014 at 10:07:25 a.m. UTC device, and there is also that last wait device, they're not so.
That's correct.
Thank you. Now, do you agree with me, sir, that when you look at this information, there's a chronological flow of sequence of information throughout, not so?
No, I can't agree. My lord, it's clear to me that he is busy misleading the court. He starts with the numbers ending with 7677. Just the line before that starts with 01:14:19 p.m. and it's also on the 2nd of August.
Thank you. That is exactly my point. Let me put it this way. Do you agree with me that in all the information and just before the transaction that you have referred to, there's a chronological flow of the sequence of the information that is contained there, not so?
I can't agree because you can't just work on a piece of something. You must take the whole day in consideration.
Let us take the two transactions, Mr. Steyn, that are preceding to the transaction where that number 202 is involved. Let us take those two transactions and look at them. Just the two previous transactions before that. Is it correct that they reflect as the date is the 2nd of August 2014, the time is 06:42:53 a.m., that is in the morning, not so?
That's correct.
Immediately thereafter, there's a transaction that indicates that on the same date, which is the 2nd of August 2014, at 7:52 a.m., in other words, the first transaction that I've referred you to took place at 42 minutes past 6:53 seconds. In other words, it's 18 minutes to 7 in the morning. The next transaction is taking place at 15 minutes past 7 in the morning, not so, and 52 seconds, not so?
I agree with that time.
Thank you.
But like I already mentioned to the court, there is some other ties also mixed up. You can see all the days is together, so I can't just work on a piece.
Just be patient, Mr. Steyn. Now let us come to the number ending 202 where it was allegedly involved here. Now, on the same date of the 2nd of August 2014, that number or the sequence of the flow of information indicates that at 10:47 p.m. that number was involved with a number ending 4358. But the crux of the thing of my question is that entry, the last entry before the entry involving the number 202, says this number ending with 358 was active in something. I don't know what it is. At 7:52 a.m., which is in the morning on the 2nd. In other words, at 15 minutes past 7, 52 seconds on the 2nd of August, 2014, in the morning, it was active. Now, immediately thereafter, the next transaction, still on the 2nd of August, 2014, this document tells us that at 20:47 in the evening, that is 20 minutes to 11 o'clock, this device, 358, received whatever that it received from a number 202. That is already in the evening. But then when you go further, the next entry thereafter, it takes you back to the morning of the 2nd of August 2014 at 9 minutes past, at 9:55. In other words, it's 5 minutes to 10 o'clock in the morning on the 2nd. Now, the gist of my question is that a chronological flow of events? Was that a chronological flow of information? The last entry before the entry of the 2nd of where the number 202 is involved says this gadget ending with the number 358 was active at 7:15. The next entry where the number is involved, 202, it says it is active at 10:47 p.m. now. It's already in the evening. And yet the next entry subsequent to that, it goes back to 9:55 a.m. in the morning. Still on the same date. Let me put it like this. According to this information, it says the gadget ending with the number 358 at 7 in the morning, it was active. It received something that it received from where it received from 7 a.m. in the morning. On the 14th, on the 2nd of August 2014. The next entry, it says the same gadget at 10 in the evening, it received whatever that it received from the phone ending with 202. The next entry thereafter, it says the phone ending with number 358 on the same date received or was active at 9:55 a.m. in the morning. In other words, it is active in the morning. The next entry, it's active in the at night. Then the next entry is also active in the morning in the same date. Do you follow what I'm saying here?
My Lord, I don't even think I can answer this question. I already draw the court's attention to the first entry that morning. It was 1:01:14:19. Then it jumps to 05:55:42. And then it's at 4 or 5 conversations or transactions in the morning. Then it jumps to 10:40. Then we go down for 4 or 5 other transactions. Then it jumps back to PM for 3 times, then again AM. So it's not, I don't see his point.
As much as I love to give my videos a comedic spin, add a little bit of sarcasm, sprinkle a little bit of entertainment, this is actually very difficult to listen, and I cannot even believe the decorum that is happening in the courthouse, the silence of my Lord, how he's allowing this to continue, even though Mnisi is reading it. from KKK 4, 5, whatever KKK this is. But, you know, there's nothing I can spin to give this an entertainment realm, because then I started again. I started my editing again, and then I decided, let me start counting what is going on between here, Mnisi and Mr. Steyn, because it's like a tennis match, okay? It is a tennis match, and it's really fueled. Or should I say, Steyn is so gaslighting Mnisi, and Mnisi said, no problem, you want me to play? I'm going to play the game, but you don't want to play a game with me because I always win. So the score right now, before I've even finished this video, the score is Mr. Steyn, okay, is at 3. Mnisi is already at 6. And every score point that Steyn scores, by the way, so far is when he calls on my lord to assist him, and my lord ignores him and keeps quiet. So therefore, Mnisi keeps going and throws the ball again. Bat, bat, bat. Like, this is like a tennis match. This is like a tennis match. This is absolutely horrendous. I am disgusted. Why? Because Mnisi literally reads to us. Like, it was such an aha moment for me. Mnisi literally reads to us how Steyn, I don't know if it's Steyn or if it's Mr. Downloader, who inserted. See what happens when you're just faking things? Inserted the time but didn't check where they were inserting. The insertion happens in the middle of the day. So it's 7:15 a.m. and then it jumps up to 10:47 p.m. and then it jumps back down to 9:55. My jaw. Like, wow, I cannot wait for... And did you notice how much during that moment, during that revelation, that Baloyi and Sibanda were scribbling, okay? They were writing profusely on those papers. How are they going to explain that in cross-examination? I am extremely curious, but at this point I'm extremely disgusted in the behavior of Mr. Steyn. He can't even lie because he also didn't notice it, and now that he's under oath, this resigned man is realizing that there was a mistake in the document and it's only being discovered now. Let's continue listening on. This is devastating. Like, wow. The reason I am so highly saddened is this is the expert. Remember? He's the cell phone expert. How many cell phones has he been analyzing and making this mistake? We'll call it a mistake. Allegedly, we'll call it a mistake. And then my heart bleeds when I think of what it was like during apartheid. Yeah, you know what? Let me leave it there because this is devastating.
Mr. Smith, Mr. Steyn, I am not thumb-sucking information. I'm only stating what is contained in this document, the chronological sequence of the flow of events, of activities in this phone on that day. I'm not missing anything. It is all here. I think the court is following me very well, what I'm trying to say. Now, with that in mind, let's go to the transaction of the 15th of October 2014. Yes. Go to the transaction of the 15th of October 2014, because with this, I'm going to wrap up my cross-examination. Basically, I won't repeat what I've just repeated, because what is also noted here on the transaction, which is on the 15th of October 2014, where the cell phone number ending 202 and the cell phone number ending 358, according to this document, according to the allegations that are contained in this document, had an interaction. Of what nature, I don't know. But that is what is inscribed in this document. Again, you will see that just before that number ending 202, are you at that number?
That's correct.
Thank you. You will see that just before that number, we deal with the transaction of that number ending with where the number ending 202 is involved. On the 15th of October 2014, there's an inscription information that says at 6:43:18 a.m. in the morning. AM stands for anti-meridian. That is now in the morning. PM stands for post-meridian. That is now in the afternoon. But here it is said that on the 15th of October 2014, 06:43:18 a.m., that is now in the morning, this device, ending with the number 358, had an interaction with that device, ending with the number 348. Immediately thereafter, this device, according to this document, the device that ends with the number 358 had an interaction with the device that ends with the number 202 at 17:33:57 p.m. That is now in the afternoon. When you go to the next entry, still on the 15th, it says that the device ending with the number 358 had an interaction with the device ending with the number 082 at 06:49:58 a.m. in the morning. The same sequence of events are noted here. In other words, also on the 15th, this device with the number ending 358 interacts with the device with the number ending 347 in the morning. Immediately thereafter, the entry that we have says that the device ending with the number 358 at 5:33 in the afternoon interacts with a device ending with the number 202. And yet, on the same day, at 6:49:58 a.m. in the morning now, the device ending with the number 358 interacts with the device ending with the number 082. That is how the chronological flow of events is depicted in this picture, in this document. Are you with me?
I'm with you, but still I want to put the court's attention on the following.
Yes, put it.
If you want to analyze something, you must have a bigger picture. You can't take an apple and eat halfway and only work on one half. You have to eat the whole apple to get something back. So if you're still using just a piece of the 15th, so if you start on the first entry on the 15th, it's at 01:17:34, then it's 01:20:25, then it goes down PM, then it jumps to 17:53, then back to AM. And then I can promise you he will jump again. He jumps again. The 2 second lines on the 15, 12:17 and 12:33. I got no control on how the XRY program downloaded from the phone.
The reason why this document does not give a chronological flow of information, it's simply because some information has been planted in here. And the reason why that information has been planted in here was simply to create a narrative, a very limping narrative, if I may put it that way, that there was indeed a communication between the phone ending number with the number ending 202 and the phone ending with the number 358.
No, my lord, I can't answer on that one, but I also can mention to the court, I already pointed it out, that I tried to delete some information on this memory. So maybe that can cause something of that. I'm not the expert on the download side. I only receive information.
Yes.
So I can say, right, they did try to delete some of the information, maybe that's true, but I received this information and I work on this information. So what I received, I worked on. And I tell you now, according to Sergeant Muswana, that is what he got from the phone.
Sir, would you agree with me that the document K4 is not a PDF? Is not a PDF one.
That's correct.
And if a document is not a PDF, it is capable of being converted. You can take out certain information, you can put information in order for the person that is working on it to make it a user-friendly document.
That's correct, but like I mentioned in the court already, the way I received it, I didn't change anything. I just worked on what I received.
I'm with you on that one, sir. You only were the recipient of the document in the state in which it was, and you had to work on it, the manner in the state in which it was presented to you, not so.
That's correct, my lord.
But the fact of the matter is this document is capable of being converted. The information in this document is capable of being converted, not so. I'm not saying you did it, I'm not saying Mushwana did it, but in general terms, the manner in which the nature of this document is, it is capable, the information in it is capable of being converted.
That's correct, my lord, but I must also mention that I received the original CD from him. So it's direct from the XRY. And the CD, you can't manipulate it, or you can't change it. It's still the same CD from him.
Thank you, Mr. Steyn.
Thank you.
That will be all from me.
Thank you.
So at the end of it all, Steyn still needed to justify himself, and the loudest I heard him during this interaction was when he said thank you. He did try to throw Mushwana under the bus, but then he says, but he's the downloader, but then the downloader gave me a CD and the CD can't be changed. So I don't know what is happening, but I didn't change anything. So at the end of this interaction or this game of tennis that was going on, Steyn started it, but Mnisi surely finished it off. The score ended up being 11. Okay, Steyn scored 4.5. I couldn't give him a full point for that whole apple scenario he spoke about. I didn't even pay attention to it because what? So what with the apple? So you can't eat half? You know what? Never mind. No, I'm not going to engage in that. So Mnisi, of course, Advocate Mnisi, of course. Where are my manners? Advocate Mnisi, of course. He ate. Okay. He ate, like the 2000s like to say. He ate, okay? And he left no crumbs. That was brilliant, Mnisi. Brilliant display of tactical attack, okay? Presentation, remaining calm in a very, very tense situation. Staying focused on the goal, continuing through, and finishing off. I think a couple of videos ago I mentioned that defense has a tendency of being distracted and not finishing their points. Mnisi didn't get distracted, but he had a lot of distractions thrown at him. He held steadfast. This was a brilliant job, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you think this was great? Did you think Steyn was great? And it's okay if you did. You will just be showing yourself. Let us know. Let us know if you think he was good. But don't just say, yes, he was good. Let us know, help us understand why you would think that. Or should I say, let me know what I missed, what I'm missing. But you know what? What is definitely missing? If you watch this video again, rewatch it. There's no word said by Judge Retta. 0. None. I should have been counting his scoreboard too. He said absolutely nothing. Nothing. He threw no hands. Facial gestures though, I think there's like 450. But he said nothing. Steyn cried out to him for help. And he just looked to the side. Looked to the side. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this. This is part 3, the end of Mnisi's cross-examination. We are jumping into Ngumalo. We are jumping into Advocate Ngumalo. I'm super, super excited to jump into his because, he ate, okay? He ate and left no crumbs. let's get into it in our next video. That is it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, I absolutely love it. Please remember to drop a like in the comment section down below. And if you don't like the comment, just drop an emoji. Drop an emoji, you know, just say I'm here, present, you know, say hello. Say hello. That's the only way. If you don't leave a comment, I actually don't know that you watched the video, and I like to get to know my family members, you know. That is it. That is it. That is it. If of course you've made it this far, you've watched all the ads, you have my heart. Thank you so much. Thanks for if you're watching from outside the club. Why? Just let me know why. Let me know why you've taken the stance you don't want to subscribe. I would like to know. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on my next upload. Have a good day.